Yeah, for the weekend, obviously Benno is out, Johnny Dunleavy is out, and Ross should take part in full training tomorrow, so we'd hope he'll be back in the panel. And
hamstring, isn't it?
with hamstring, yeah. So other than that, everyone else seems to be okay.
And you're going into a period of 3 games in 7 days, I think. Limerick, Pats and Rovers.
Yeah.
The schedule doesn't get any easier.
Well, I suppose since last Friday it's going to be 5 games in 12 days, I think, or 5 games in 14 days, which is very tough. So the plus is that we've had 2 home games and we've had 2 wins. You know, after going through dropping a few points, it was important for us to bounce back, and so it was very important to get the 6 points under our belt. Obviously, we're going to Limerick, which is difficult from the point of view that, you know, they've taken home draws off Shamrock Rovers and Dundalk, and it's a difficult surface and venue. So, you know, we know what we have to do, but at the same time, yeah, it's I suppose any time you have 3 games in a week is always difficult.
We were trying to get you to say that you were targeting getting 9 points from those 3 matches. You're 1 game away from Limerick now. If you win in Limerick, that's 9 points from the 3 games.
Well,
could Limerick be the trickiest of the 3 fixtures? Tight pitch up there and not much of an atmosphere and so on.
I think you just have to take each game on its merits. You know, I said that. You know, I know the question was asked to me last week. I wanted the team to refocus, get back to basics, take it 1 game at a time. Sligo was a very, very tricky game. You know, we got the winner 3 minutes to go. You saw Drogheda the other night. People assumed it was going to be easy. We were 1 down, possibly Null Smith, a fantastic save. You know, and that, you know, it was easy then. You say in the second half, well, we won 4-1, but you know, it was still a very close match and they had chances. And but yeah, it was fantastic to get the 6 points because we needed to bounce back. And going into Limerick, we know it's tricky. We know the venue is tricky, and we can see with their home games that, you know, they've proven for all the top teams to be very, very difficult. So we know it's a difficult game for us, but at the same time, the fact we're after getting 2 wins under our belt this week, I think it's you know, we need to know going up there what we have to do. And I think after the experience of Drogheda the other night, that we know you just can't start slowly. You have to be on your game right from the start.
The closest are scoring goals, 3 against Sligo, 4 the other night.
Well, I think the big,
you know, and the strikers are.
Yeah, I look at. I suppose we've been looking at a situation where, to be fair, as I said, it's the start of the season. Mark took a while to settle in, get his fitness up. Shep had a few injuries. You know, it's good. It's good the fact that Mark was after getting a couple of goals. Shep is after getting a few more goals, and obviously Billy came back in and got 3 the other night. So and that was typical Billy. Like he's very good from free kicks, very good at set pieces, and we needed that because you know, all of a sudden it seemed that we weren't scoring that many, and then to get 7 in the 2 games was pleasing. And you know, it was 25 and scored in 13 matches. So you know, we're a couple ahead of last year as well, and you know, we've conceded 8. You know, we've conceded 15 at this time last year. So you know, but it's nice to score goals, and I think we need goals spread around the team. You know, to have Billy, Shep, Markey, Gavin Hoolan, you know, we need all these guys. You know, even Rob and Danny coming off the bench, hoping that they might nick one. But you know, we need guys. You know, because if you don't have 3 or 4 of your players getting at least over 10, you know, you can't win a league, and that's what we need.
And when the goals are flying in like that, and you're winning, you know, at home, the crowd are leaving the ground happy. They're getting value for money. They feel like when the goals are going in like that.
Well, I keep saying to our own supporters, always enjoy the wins, and the real supporters, as I keep stressing, are absolutely delighted with us. And you know, we scored in every home match last season, which no other team did. We've scored in all our home matches this year, but it was nice, you know, to send the crowd home. You know, we were 1-0 down at half time, hadn't played well, and we knew that. But we came out the second half, and it was obviously nice to get 4 goals. And but I think our crowd are realistic. You know, we all want to win, and you know, I think any night they go out the gate after a victory, I think they're happy, and that's the most important thing for me.
Are Rob and Danny close to pushing for starts at this stage today?
Well, they are, but I suppose the fact that Shep and Mark started scoring has probably kept them on the bench. But as I keep saying, they're two different type of players. Danny's been out for all last year. It's taken him a good while to get back, but I think we've seen at training, he's very, very sharp. We're hoping he's back to where he was 2 seasons ago, and I just feel coming on in the matches, if he can get one, he might go on a run. But at the minute, it's great that Mark and Shep have been doing so well, because we need all our strikers scoring, and I suppose the lads on the bench have to be a little bit patient if the lads up front are doing the business, and that's where it's at the moment.
After scoring 4 goals on Monday, 3 goals on Friday, confidence must be very high, and there must be a great buzz around training this week.
Yeah, I keep saying, fantastic bunch of players here, really great attitude, pleasure for me to come in every day, manage them, really train hard, want to do the right thing. We were gutted over that bad week we had, and the players wanted to bounce back, and we refocused last week, and it was a pleasure to beat Sligo 3-2 after they came back from 2 down, because we'd really played very well and had opportunities to put them away, which we hadn't, but still to have that character to come back and get the winning goal. And obviously then against Drogheda the last night to score 4, so to get 7 in our last 2 home games is pleasing. There is confidence there, but no one's getting carried away. We know it's very, very difficult. We take each game on its merits, and if we keep our feet in the ground and approach it 1 game at a time, then we have an opportunity that we can stay in the right to the end, and that's what we're intending to do.
And Limerick, as you mentioned, never an easy place to go. How impressed with them have you been this season?
Their potential is massive. I suppose from Martin's point of view, he probably lacks a bit of experience, but at the same time, Williams, Price, Duggan, O'Connor, they've been around a long time, and the one thing they've probably learned, that they took a difficult start, it took a few hammers at the start, but all of a sudden you can see in the last 2 months they begin to get good results, and he's been saying it himself that he feels he's only 1 win around the corner just to kick them off. So, and it's so tight at the bottom, he knows one win will get them off the bottom as well. So we know how difficult it is, we know their team inside out, but at the same time we've ambitions this year to stay in the top, near the top, and are at the top, and that's what we're intending to do. So even though we know it's a very, very tricky game, we still believe we can go there and win the match, and that's what we have to do. And because it's your closest away game as well, you'll be hoping a large crowd could head up from Cork. Well, usually in Limerick we always do get a very big support, and hopefully that will happen. Being our nearest game, I'm unsure, because when you hop on the dual carriageway here, you're nearly in Tallaght as quick as you'll be in Limerick, but that's just the way the road system is. But yeah, it's we've always had great support in Limerick, and it's a Saturday evening, so hopefully our supporters come in big numbers, because we need them. I keep saying every week, they're the 12th man to us, and we need them to keep hanging in there. And even though the right at half time cut out for the second half, straight away they realised we were in trouble and got behind us. So yeah, I'm appealing to as many people as possible to get to Limerick on Saturday night. How far away are you from full fitness, you think?
I don't know, to be honest, to put a time frame on, but I've been happy the way it's coming along. Been working with James, me and Johnny have been spending a lot of time together.
Can you understand him?
He's a good lad, he's working really hard, and I'm happy the way it's coming along, but I can't really give you a time frame really, but I'm happy, as I said. Yeah.
It's just an awkward thing, you kind of overly stretched for the ball at Moles, isn't it?
Yeah, just overstretched for the ball, and I had it about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, something very similar, so I kind of knew what was happening when it happened. You had to come straight off and just get it wrapped up, and because you can make those a lot worse if you try to carry on, So I've been really happy with the rehab and the way it's been going, and the facilities we have at the Mardyke are incredible. They rival anything that I've had in previous clubs. So and now the work that's been done, I'm really happy with. So it's moving along quite nicely. So I'm itching to get back out. That's really hard watching at the moment.
So it must be frustrating, because you'd started the season, hit the ground running, and formed a good partnership with Aaron as well.
Yeah, but as I said, from the very first day, I was impressed with the depth in the squad that we had, and with Moses just able to step straight in, pretty seamless, So got great experience across the back, or the back centre halves really, and he's able to go straight in, and as if nothing's changed. So and with Michael McSweeney as well, there's good 4 good centre halves there. So I know that there's competition for places when I get back fit, and just trying my best to get back in the team.
So you've had to watch the last 2 games in the stands like the rest of us. What's your assessment been of those games?
Good wins out of kind of not the best of performances, I suppose, you know. So that's a great sign. Like when you're picking up points and not particularly playing well for large periods of the game, but we seem to have it that we can step up, and I think when we click at both ends of the field, we'll be really formidable, you know. Because at the moment, not at the moment, but it just seems we're able to get goals, and then at the other end maybe a little bit, but if we get both boxes right, we'll be a real good team.
And Billy getting a hat-trick on Monday is kind of something that gives confidence to the rest of the team, kind of spurs the rest of the team up.
Yeah, you could tell he was desperate to get it, you know. He was
shooting every chance he got
from all angles, and I said to him yesterday, look, that he was dead right in my books, you know.
Yeah.
They don't come around too often. I think he said it was the second one ever. He'd asked Jerry Harris for a football, so
I'm surprised Jerry gave it.
I think it's coming out of his wages, I think. So no, that's a great personal achievement for him, and I'm sure we'll have a few more lads get a couple more hat-tricks hopefully before the end of the season.
Bella, just since you've been out there, you've said nothing changed, but it actually has. They haven't kept a clean sheet in 5 of the last 6 matches.
Right.
Since you've been over the team. Have they been slagging you about that, or is it kind of common knowledge within the group?
No, not really. That's kind of news to me, really.
It kind of coincides with your absence.
You're putting words in my mouth. No, as I said, look, previous to that, if when we get it right at both ends, we'll be good, we'll be strong. It's just kind of the way it's gone, I suppose. I don't know. Played some tough fixtures in there as well, maybe. I don't know. But as I said, the performances probably haven't been great for large periods of the game, but we still managed to get victories, so get points. So that's a real good sign of a team, you know.
Are Dundalk still the best team in it, as far as you're concerned? The best team you've come up against so far? Yeah,
well, Bowes was my.
Or who else would you put up in that?
Bowes was the last game of the first series of games. So I played against everyone, but Dundalk were a step ahead. Rovers, I thought, were well organised. So yeah, Dundalk, Rovers, Pats were good. I thought played a bit of football, but I felt we left Dundalk off the hook a little bit, you know. But there's a long season there now. There's two more runs of games. There's European competitions. There's cup competitions. There's all sorts of things that are coming on the horizon. And as I said from the start, our squad numbers and depth and quality has gone up this year, and that'll really stand to us, you know.
You're obviously enjoying it since you came back. Do you still feel it was the right decision for you? The timing was right that you come home to Cork.
I am.
No,
I am enjoying it. Well, now more than ever, because if you look across the websites across England, there's players getting released all over the place, you know. So like a lot of my friends would have gone now from Wimbledon, my last club, and they would have been all released. But I think it was yesterday. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, Colin Doyle, or the young Douglas, goalkeeper at Birmingham, 13 seasons. So.
Absolutely, yeah. It's just the way
last week.
It's the way it's going there, you know. It's the way another club in League 2 released 11. They've only 6 currently signed players. They've released 11 senior pros. Wimbledon, as I said, got rid of 5 really good lads who played a really good amount of games, you know. They're not young lads who are just trying to break in, they're lads who've been there in senior pros. So as I said, it's just kind of the way that it's going over there. And so me at January or February when I came over, I wanted to be here from the start, and kind of felt that was the way, that would have been what would have happened to me come this time of year, you know. So then I would have been possibly wait till July, and then you don't know, you know. So
were the vast majority of those players across the whole spectrum, well, as you've been released, did they just drop down a couple of divisions or find their next level, and some of them end up going into non-league footballing, the conference?
Yeah, there'll be a bit of everything.
A bit of everything, yeah.
Not many go up.
Yeah.
Most go down. Some move sideways. It's difficult, you know. It's so difficult. Like you just got some managers who want to start on a clean slate, and they just clear out the whole squad. And as I said, there's Jack Smith who's at Wimbledon. He would have played with Millwall in the FA Cup semi-final. You know, he had a good season this year at Wimbledon. Got released. Sammy Moore has been there for 5 seasons. Played 200 odd games, you know, in the Football League. he's gone, you know, so like there's just, it's just hard, you know, it's getting harder and harder, and you've young lads come back here now, they'll probably come back here and train with us and see can they get back in, you know, so that's but for me personally coming back, it's probably the best Cork City that I've ever been involved with.